And now, a dramatic reenactment of the day in the life of a goldenrod gallfly by the incomparable Mr. Kovac. Enjoy. Hey. Hey. Is anybody here? This is dark in here. Hey. Hello? Why is it so dark in here? Hey. Hey. And that was a dramatic reenactment of the day in the life of a goldenrod gallfly larva. Spectacular, spectacular job.
Mr. Kovac's Labs.
Something is bugging me. All right, so yesterday we opened up a bunch of goldenrod galls. I had a couple students send me pictures of them doing it at home, which was pretty cool. But remember, the question we're trying to answer is, do the predators pick based on size? It's like, if you're a predator, would you pick the small, the medium, or the large? Most of these predators, right, the wasps and the beetle, anyway, they only get one choice, right? So let's see. You guys made a hypothesis, right, the other day. I had 70 people respond. And let's see, this were the results. It said, which of the following statements will most likely be supported when we do the lab? The number one answer was, the evidence shows that different predators attack different sized galls. That's the number one response. The number two response was, the evidence shows that all predators will go large after large galls. And the third popular choice was, there'll be no evidence that they select based on size at all. So those are the top three choices. But look, overwhelmingly, you, the students of my class, picked, almost 70%. And then there was a couple of votes for the other options. All right, so what we're going to do over the next couple of days is see what happens. It's your part two today. You're going to let Luke and Leia know what you think. Here's a fun food web that I made up, right? And let's see how well we can read the food web. Remember, arrows always point towards the eater. So there's a typical 7th grade kid. Okay, the arrows going to him are what he eats. The arrows going away from him are what would want to eat him. So if you look at this, yes, typical 7th grade kid has got to watch out for zombies, got to watch out for vampires, and got to watch out for Godzilla. 7th grade kid eats popcorn. Notice popcorn is the only one that doesn't have any arrows going to it. That's how you can tell what the producer in a food web is, right? And it looks 3 arrows going from, so there's 3 organisms that are primary consumers, right, that eat popcorn. Sasquatch only eats popcorn. 7th grade kids only eat popcorn. Godzilla eats popcorn, and 7th grade kids and Sasquatches. So Godzilla is let's see, he can be in different, he can be a primary consumer, a secondary consumer, even a third level consumer. Godzilla is an omnivore, right? So based on this food web, Sasquatch is a herbivore, only eats producers. 7th grade kids are herbivores, only eat producers. Zombies only eat 7th grade kids, so they are carnivores. Godzilla eats both consumers and producers, so they are omnivores, right? And let's see, if you were Godzilla, what would you have to worry about? You probably have to worry about 2 things if you're Godzilla. Running out of popcorn, all right? So actually, if you eat a lot of 7th grade kids and a lot of Sasquatches, that's good for you, because then you also have a lot of popcorn, right? And then, right, like Godzilla eats a lot of 7th grade kids, that's less 7th grade kids eating popcorn, so more popcorn for Godzilla. Right? The only thing Godzilla's got to watch out for are aliens, right? Aliens eat Godzilla. Okay? If you took vampires out of this equation, it would be good for the 7th grade kids, right? And it probably would be bad for Godzilla, although, if you think about it, fewer vampires, there might be more 7th grade kids, so it may not affect Godzilla that much, but it definitely will affect the 7th grade kids. And if there's more 7th grade kids, that means there should be more zombies. That's what food web kind of tells you. They all kind of pull on each other. If we got rid of Godzilla, You know, even though he's the terror of all of these other things, right? He eats vampires, seventh grade kids, zombies, and Sasquatch. Get rid of Godzilla, you would lead aliens to extinction. Right? Even though alien, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, this is a pretty typical food chain, right? Or food web, overlapping food chains. Maybe we'll look at a more realistic one. Right? Here's here's one that's right, more things. Do the arrows always point towards the eaters? Yeah, you can always tell producers only have arrows going away from them. Eaters, consumers, always have arrows pointing towards them. Some consumers, like this field mouse, will eat both plants and animals. We call them omnivores. Some, like this cottontail rabbit, only eats the producers. We call them herbivores. And some, like the red fox, only eat other consumers. We call those guys carnivores. And then on this food web, we usually don't draw it in on the food web, but eventually all of these organisms die, and there's something that uses up the last bit of their energy and returns it to the soil. We call them decomposers. And so in part 3 today, you're going to learn more about the energy pyramids, of course.
Hey, is anybody here? This is dark in here. Hey. Hello? Why is it so dark in here? Hey.